Lloyd, thank you very much. We have another question now from, looks like Linda Christensen, if I
Yeah,
have that right. Great. Thank you for unmuting, Linda. Appreciate that. And again, if you would keep your question pretty direct and brief for Lloyd, go ahead. Thank you.
sure. Just a quick question. I don't use a cell phone either, but I'm wondering if you have any particular strategies for dealing with all the people around you who keep insisting that you need a cell phone and how you cope with that. It just drives me nuts. Thank you.
Okay, very good question, Linda. Sorry, laughing, that makes me laugh, that one. I don't think I've been asked a similar question to that before, but well, it's kind of like the whole COVID thing, which is going on at the moment. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying here, but there's a great polarization which is happening. The people that, are into the masks and the vaccines and so on and believe in all of that. And then the people that are taking a different view and, looking at the immune system in the body and looking at the science. And so it is kind of difficult when it's a health question. So how I deal with it, I actually refrain from talking about EMFs apart from when I'm sat in front of this computer, pretty much, because otherwise, so if people ask me, I reply. Otherwise, I feel as though, I'm some sort of preacher. I'm trying to, convince people, tell something to people that they don't want to hear, because most people have this love affair with their cell phone, and they, this information I've shared here today, they find it deeply offensive and troubling, and they just don't want to hear it. So that's my advice is unless it's, and even if it is, apart from if it's your children, then it's your duty to do what's necessary. And otherwise it's really, just don't take that on. If people ask you, then share it. Otherwise, just don't go there, because it's too it's confrontation. So avoid the confrontation. That's what I do.
Thank you.
Lloyd, thank you so much. Linda, thanks for your question as well. And Michael Lang, if we can get back to you and have you unmute, I'm going to send you an ask to unmute, and let's see if we can get you this time. Michael Lang, yes, we have you, Michael. Thank you. Go ahead.
So, wondering about grounding, especially at night, surrounded by this fog, electromagnetic fog. Is grounding of any use, or during the day, or driving, or so? General question.
Yeah, excellent question. Thank you, Michael. So grounding, yes. So grounding, earthing. So I actually call this earthing. And just to make the distinction between grounding electrical equipment and grounding like you would do on electrical installation in your home. So I call this earthing. And again, this is controversial. There's people that swear by it, and there's other people say it's deadly. And when I say people, I mean, experts. So there are experts both sides of this. So here's my take on this. Grounding or earthing, that's to say direct physical skin contact with the earth. Personally, I recommend, but it's a suck and see again, because there are people that it appears might not have a net gain from earthing, that there might not be a net beneficial effect from this earthing, because there are man-made currents even running through the earth, particularly in North America. And that is the controversy. And of all the different ways to earth, the best way is actually direct physical contact with the earth or with the sea. Swimming in the sea, that's a really great way to earth, as opposed to, earthing indoors, like earthing in your office with a strap or sitting on a pad or whatever, or having a pad on your bed. And it's this direct physical contact with the earth, which is the best way to do it. And again, it's suck it and see, and give yourself time, because it can be like a detox reaction with this. So you might think, oh, well, no, this is not helping me, it's actually making things worse, but it is actually helping you. It's just detoxing. So I hope that, and I'm being brief because I think we're running out of time.
We do have a few more questions. We're doing okay on time. If you're doing okay on time, Lloyd.
Okay, I'm doing okay. Yeah, happy.
Excellent. Thank you. We appreciate that. And so up next, let's see now. I have got Natasha Jelenik. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I am.
You got it. That's good. Yelena,
All right.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for this. I just heard about this. I hopped on kind of late. So my question, sorry. My question is kind of going back to that question about the man-made. I have an EMF blocking canopy over my bed. And so my partner wanted to use a grounding mat as well. Now I'm just wondering, is there going to be an interference in the two that come together? Because I know it has to go into an outlet and I don't have anything plugged around in my bed or my bedroom at all.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So we have, so what you're talking about, for people don't know, it's typically called an EMF Faraday canopy, named after Michael Faraday, the guy that discovered this concept that we could actually protect ourselves by creating a Faraday cage. And that's what we're trying to do when we're using a Faraday canopy. And this is an effective means to protect yourself from radio frequency, microwave radiation. That's everything wireless, or certain frequencies anyway. These canopies are designed to protect you from certain frequencies. And they're quite expensive, but they do work. But there's the pros and the cons. So to answer your question, and it might sound like a bit of a get out here, but I will be looking at what the manufacturer actually recommends for that particular canopy, because there's some canopies which it's recommended that that's the first thing. Look what the manufacturer recommends, because there are some canopies that are recommended to, that it recommends you to actually have a mat, a shielding mat underneath. And it makes sense because, again, we're looking for a sealed enclosure. So how can we create a sealed enclosure without a grounding, without a mat, without having this mat also? If you're ground level, you've got nobody below you, then no, okay, in principle. But so first thing, looking at what the manufacturer recommendations are. Second thing is back to the meter. Okay, back to what the meter's saying. And in a perfect world, you would be taking readings without the mat and taking readings with the mat and finding out which is the lower, quite simply. And, we're always back to kind of having the meter, having a meter, and I'm not tied to any of these meters particularly, and I keep showing different meters and things, but there's good meters and bad meters, and these meters I've tested and I've reviewed, and they are good value for money. They do what they say. And if you have a meter, then you're able to make these kind of decisions, and lots of EMF decisions will, you'll be able to make once you have an EMF meter. So I hope that's clarified things on that for you.